soul. Run lads, shoot lads, give us all a go. Run lads, shoot lads, you can do it, yes. Come on, Newport County, oh, bang it in the net.
Hello everybody, welcome to Taff's Word, and 2 in 2 days, what can I say? I'm on the ball with it, but I don't think I've done this for years, where I've done 2 in 2 days, but I felt the need to do another one. Obviously I went to Kidderminster yesterday. For those who watched the one yesterday, I did it before I left to go, and now come back and there's more knicker wetting because we lost to Kidderminster. I mean, ugh, what the fuck? Honestly, right? So we're hearing a lot of things like, you know, young untested players at our level, and well, I've got some information to pass on. I've actually done some intensive research this morning, and I'm going to start with the age of all of our signings, what youth academies they've come through, because there will be pedigree or talent or whatever, you know, all the goodness that, you know, from what they have learned within those setups, and the years of experience that they've got in the EFL and the kind of teams that they played for. So let's go from the beginning then. So our first sign was actually Anthony Glennon. Came through Liverpool, spent time at Liverpool and Burnley in their academies. He's got 4 years EFL experience playing for both Grimsby and Barrow. 24 years old. Kieran Brennan, also 24 years old, came through the Sheffield Wednesday Academy, spent time on loan at Notts County and Swindon. He was also in the National League with Hartlepool. I know that doesn't count as EFL, but he came through at Sheffield Wednesday and even played first team games for Sheffield Wednesday. He's also represented Republic of Ireland at under 18 and under 19, or it might be under 17 and under 19, I think that's how it is. Again, 24. Michael Spellman is 21, came through at Sunderland. Well, no, he didn't come through the academy at Sunderland. He was signed by Sunderland from Chester Street. He's got, fair play, he's got 0 years experience in the EFL, but he has played senior football for Blythe Spartans. So he comes to us at 21 years of age. Now, if Sunderland saw something in him, surely there's something there. And I've been impressed with him so far this pre-season. 21 years old, with the right coaching, can progress. I think that's what the general theme is with some of these younger players. But still, he's 21, not a kid as such. He's 21 years old, with football under his belt, senior football, as the other two have got quite extensive senior football under their belt. Let's go on. Oliver Greaves, sorry, came through at Sheffield United. Fair play, he's got 0 years experience. He spent a lot of time jumping about the divisions in non-league, but he was also in Spain. Had a pretty prolific goal-scoring season last season. Again, he's 24. For him to be at Sheffield United, I think he spent a good few years there before eventually moving on into the non-league space. Yeah, obviously had to have something to have spent as long at Sheffield United as he did. Kai Whitmore, purely a Welsh Prem player, 23. He would have been one of the people that have impressed me the most. And as we know, I think the Welsh Premier League at the moment for talent is better than I've seen it since, I'd say, the early 2000s, when, you know, you had the rise of TNS, but you also had good teams in there. That was back when Barry were in their heyday and stuff like that as well. Cumbrian Town had a really good team. I could go on about that, but I won't. Okay, so we're moving on to Joe Thomas, who's the first sort of EFL untested player. But he came through at Swansea. He's 22. I believe Swansea signed him from, I think it was Cambrian and Clydach. Again, 0 years experience in the FL, okay, but I've been really impressed with him. Swansea Academy, a lot of very, very good players have come through at Swansea over the years, so there's something to their academy. Cameron Antwi was at Fulham, but was signed by Cardiff. He spent 2 years at Blackpool, somewhere in between all that as well. So he got 2 years worth of football experience. Don't know if he would have made many appearances at Blackpool, but still, he was signed by Cardiff and they didn't actually want to let him go, but he wanted to play. And he's been one of the more exciting players that I've seen so far during the pre-season. Unfortunately, he wasn't there yesterday. Cameron Evans is one that we just signed. A lot of people are comparing him to his brother who didn't make it with us. I'm sorry, but they're two completely different people. I mean, you look at Jude Bellingham, you look at Job Bellingham. I mean, Job might turn out to be very, very good. But then, we had Danny Rose's brother. But Danny Rose is obviously doing something somewhere. I mean, come on. So Cameron Evans, he's represented Wales at under-19s. Okay, 0 years Football League experience, but he has played in Ireland, and we know the quality of players that can come through at Ireland. He's been at Sligo Rovers and Waterford. He played non-league football for Taunton. I think he put in quite a few appearances last season there. And again, came through at Swansea. Courtney Baker-Richardson, he's 28. Sorry, I've just been saying the ages. Joe Thomas, 22. Cameron Antwi, 22. Cameron Evans, 23. Still no one under the age of 21 so far, so the kids tag, not quite sure exactly where that's coming from. Okay, so Courtney Baker-Richardson, 28 years old. We know all about him, been here before. 2 seasons at Crewe last season. Crewe were nearly promoted, they got to the playoff final. Jacob Carney, 23, came through at Man United, also got signed by Sunderland. Fair enough, 0 years EFL experience, but spent last season at Castellon, who were the second tier in Spanish football. Don't know if he would have played that often there, but he was obviously good enough to be signed by them. So, from what I saw yesterday, he's a very capable shot stopper as well. Matt Baker, we've seen him for 2 years. He spent 2 years with us. He's represented Wales at under 17, under 19 and under 21 level, and recently had a senior team call-up. Yeah, Matt Baker, one of only 2 players who were at the age of 21. The rest of them are 22, 23, 24 and 28. So, again, kids. Okay. Going to the current squad then. So, those players add to the current squad. Nick Townsend, 29. Carl Jameson, 25. James Clark, 34. Nelson Sanko, 17. Josh Seabury, 19. Will Evans, 27. Keeban Rai, 19. Luke Jeffcott, 24. Nathan Wood, 27. Bryn Morris, 28. Aaron Wildig, 32. Jack Norris, 17. As you know, there's plenty of Football League experience. We don't need to talk about a lot of the players in there. But there's 2 very, very young players there, both 17 years of age, who I don't think will figure first team this year. Jack Norris and Nelson Sanko, I don't think will figure in and around the first team. And there might even be some of these new signings that, like, look, you're not quite ready for League 2. We may send you out on loan. There's no guarantee that these players are going to play for next season. We still got 5 loan players left, that we can sign. And he's already come out, Hugh Jenkins, and said that when we make loan signings, they will be loan signings with experience. Not developing players like we would sign a lot of the time. Okay, so some developing players. It could be a developing player that spent time in our league, like Finn Azaz, for example. That's just one example of a few where we've had players on loan and they've done well, where they have been on loan elsewhere before. And Scott Twine is another one who I don't think anybody expected to do well, but was absolutely phenomenal for us. So gives us an average age of 24.16 occurring. So I'd always put 1.167. So you can round that down to 24. So the average age is just over 24. The average age will come down considerably if Jack Norris and Nelson Sanko are sent out on loan and we bring in players of a higher age. The League 2 average is 26.3. And I think that once the squad is ready and assembled, we're going to be in and around there. But Hugh Jenkins said right from the off that he wants a lower average age. And he's certainly done that. He's certainly reduced the average age of our squad. Now, what I want to move on to is players untried at Football League level who are signed from non-league who have been successful. And I've got a nice long list here. I'm not saying that all these players are going to replicate these players, but even if we got one that did that. But I mean, I've only mentioned a few from non-league. So Spellman have played non-league. Oliver Greaves has played non-league. Cameron Evans has played non-league. I think 1 or 2 others may have played a bit of non-league. I think Kieran Brennan played a little bit of non-league. So, like Welsh Prem, I mean, there's not a lot of non-league here, but I want to read these out because a lot of people are saying that, we're diving into the depths of non-league to sign a young team, of untried players. Well, how tried were these players before they eventually moved on and had the careers that they had? Jamie Vardy. So I mentioned him yesterday, and I couldn't remember the club he came from. So it was Stockbridge Park Steels he came from, and signed for Halifax. Had a great goal scoring record there. Went on to Fleetwood, great goal scoring record there. Leicester, rest is history. Kevin Phillips came through at Baldock Town. Kevin Phillips, before he had his successful career at Sunderland and then all the other clubs he played for, but Watford picked him up from Baldock Town. Chris Smalling came through at Maidstone United, National League South. Adam Webster came through at Aldershot. Ethan Pinnock come from Dulwich Hamlet, who were in the Isthmian League. Max Kilman, who just signed for massive amounts of money for West Ham, from Wolves. Maidenhead United. Dan Burn came through at New Hartley. Jared Bowen came from Hereford United in the National League North. Solly March came from Eastbourne Borough. Mikhail Antonio come from Tooting and Mitcham. Yannick Balassi come from Hillingdon Borough. Andre Gray come from Hinkley United. Shay Adams come from, is that Oldbury Town, something like that? It's Oakley Town, from Oakley Town. Ashley Williams, Welsh captain for 2016. Hensford Town. Jimmy Bullard come through at Dartford and a few other non-league teams. Glenn Murray, prolific championship goal scorer, played a bit of Premier League as well. Workington Reds, wherever they are. Barry Hales, who remembers Barry Hales? A great striker, Barry Hales. Came from, was it Wildston Hawkeye? Something like that. I might have got some of them wrong, so apologies to them clubs if I got their names wrong. But do you catch my drift now? I mean, a lot of people are running down the style of football that we're looking to play. Oh, it doesn't work at League 2 level. Well, if you've got the right players, it does. You've got the right coaching, the right drilling, the right everything. If you're doing it all right, it works. It's a style of football that was applied at Swansea City whilst Hugh Jenkins was chairman. Hugh Jenkins has picked a Portuguese former first team coach who worked under Paulo Sousa. You look at Hugh Jenkins' managerial appointment record, pretty damn good, isn't it? So, likes of Roberto Martinez, Brendan Rodgers, Michael Laudrup, Paulo Sousa. I think the only time he got it wrong was Bob Bradley, but I think that was when the Americans were getting involved and they wanted one of their own to be part of it. But, that is what it is. But, like I say, largely, Hugh Jenkins got things right when it comes to picking the right manager and applying the right methods of football. So, just try and enjoy it. Try and look forward to it. Don't think that squad is the final squad ready to tackle the season. I mean, there is a transfer window open until the very start of September. There are loans we can bring in. There are potentially other signings we can make. Just wait. Wait and see. All right? So, there we go. I think this hopefully adds a bit of substance to what I put out yesterday. There's actual factual information there for you to take. Hopefully for those of you who were feeling somewhat worried about things, may take this information in and feel a bit better about it now. So there we go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Cheerio for now, and as always, up the county. Till the next time.